As if in response to their discovery, the vibration suddenly intensified. The air crackled with energy. The lights flickered and died, plunging the facility into darkness, broken only by the emergency lights. Alarms began to blare, adding to the cacophony. Then they heard it. A chorus of voices, whispering just at the edge of hearing, seemed to surround them. The voices were faint, distorted, but undeniably there. They spoke in an alien tongue, yet somehow Axel felt he understood them. They were not threatening, but pleading. "They're coming back," he whispered, his eyes wide with a mixture of terror and wonder. "They're coming back for us." In the heart of the abandoned research facility, surrounded by the ghosts of the starseed and the echoes of a higher dimension, the crew of the Seeker braced themselves for what was coming for them. The silence of New Eden was broken, replaced by the hum of the vibration and the whispers of the unknown. The whispers, faint yet undeniably present, seemed to emanate from everywhere and nowhere at once. They were like the ghost of a chorus, a symphony of voices just beyond the threshold of hearing, weaving in and out of the ambient hum of the vibration. They slithered into the ear, not as sounds, but as a presence felt in the bones, a subtle pressure change in the air, raising goosebumps on the arms of the Seeker crew. It was impossible to pinpoint their source. They seemed to come from the walls, from the floor, from the very air they breathed, and yet simultaneously from some vast distance. It was deeply unsettling, this omnipresent chorus of the unseen. These were, they realized, with a growing sense of unease, the voices of the changed colonists, the vibrants. The realization filled the crew with a mixture of dread and anticipation, the dread of the unknown, and the anticipation of finally encountering those who had succumbed to the siren's call of the vibration. What had they been turned into? What are their intentions? "Can anyone make out what they're saying?" Captain Reyes asked, her voice low and tense, her gaze sweeping across the faces of her crew. Her usual composure was showing cracks. This was not a threat that could be met with weapons or tactical maneuvering. It was something far more insidious, something that burrowed into the mind itself. No one answered. They were too busy straining to hear, to understand. Dr. Tanaka, ever the scientist, was trying to analyze the whispers, his screen displaying a complex, ever-shifting waveform. He ran numerous, increasingly complex filters, each time isolating a slightly different frequency. He was oblivious to the subtle changes to his posture and his breathing. His meticulous nature gave way to a feverish obsession. "The voices are modulated by the vibration," he reported, his brow furrowed in concentration, his voice unusually animated. "They're using it as a carrier wave, a means of communication. It's like they're riding the wave, piggybacking on its energy to reach us. But the language, if you can even call it that, it's unlike anything I've ever encountered." He held up the result of his analysis, showing the others the waveform. It wasn't a simple sine wave or a predictable pattern. It was a chaotic, fractal-like structure, full of spikes and dips, loops and whirls, a visual representation of the strange, alien complexity of the whispers. "It's based on complex mathematical patterns, not linguistic structures," he continued, his voice filled with a mixture of awe and frustration. "It's not about words or grammar. It's about something I can't quite grasp. It is as if their language is written in the language of the universe itself." He paused, running a hand through his already disheveled hair. "I've tried running it through all the translation algorithms we have, even the experimental ones designed for first contact scenarios. Nothing. It's like trying to translate music into colors, or colors into smells. The fundamental principles are different." Axel, who had been silent until now, spoke up, his voice barely above a whisper. "It's like they're not just speaking to our ears, but to our minds, bypassing our normal sensory input and going straight to the core." He remembered Dr. Sharma's words about the vibration affecting reality itself. Was this what she meant? Was this how the vibrants communicated, not through sound, but through a direct manipulation of the universe. They're learning to use the vibration, to control it, to shape it to their will. He looked at the waveform on Tanaka's datapad, at the chaotic yet strangely ordered patterns. "And I think," he added, a chill running down his spine, "I think they're trying to show us something." But what? And what would be the consequences of learning such a language that seemed to bypass the very structures of human thought? The whispers continued, a constant, unsettling presence, a chorus of voices from beyond the veil of reality, inviting them, warning them, beckoning them to join the dance of the transformed, to embrace the vibration, and to become something other. The crew stood on the precipice of the unknown, caught between their fear of the alien and their fascination with the mystery it represented. They could run, or they could listen. Driven by a combination of scientific curiosity and a desperate hope to understand what had happened to the starseed colonists, they decided to track the source of the vibration. According to the data recovered from the research facility, the intensity of the phenomenon was not uniform across New Eden. There was a point of origin, a focal point, where the vibration was strongest. Using the Seeker's advanced sensors, they located the origin point deep within a vast, previously unexplored mountain range. The journey was arduous, requiring them to navigate treacherous terrain in their all-terrain vehicles. The ever-present hum of the vibration was a constant reminder of the strange forces at play on this planet. As they approached the source, the landscape began to change. The vegetation became more vibrant, almost luminescent. Strange, crystalline formations sprouted from the ground, pulsing with a soft, inner light. The air crackled with energy. They were getting closer. At the highest peak of the mountain range, they found it, the source. It was a colossal, partially buried structure of unknown origin and material. It pulsed with the vibration, the hum emanating from it, in powerful waves. It was clearly artificial, but it didn't match the technology of the starseed colonists or any known civilization. It was ancient-looking, impossibly so. This was not a natural phenomenon. It was a device, a machine of unimaginable power and purpose. As they approached the structure, the whispers intensified, resolving into distinct voices. They were no longer pleading, but welcoming, inviting. Suddenly, figures emerged from the swirling mist that clung to the mountain peak. They were vaguely human in form, but altered, transformed. Their skin shimmered with an ethereal glow, their eyes shone with an otherworldly light, and their movements were fluid, almost unreal. They were the Vibrants, the changed colonists.